What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Off the Couch Boxing. I am, of course, your host, the one and only Reckless Rexx Ruger. That, of course, is the also one and only, that I know of anyway, Alexis Arguello Puppet. We are back with another banger of an episode. You guys by now should know what we do here. The most amazing and real boxing conversations anywhere on planet Earth. Legends, luminaries, world champions, and fighters on the rise come in here to chop it up with yours truly, your boy, Reckless Rexx. And today is no different as we continue, and it's winding down, the summer of Hagler. Why? Because it is. It's a marvelous summer, and we're celebrating the late, great, marvelous one. Just because, hey, he means a lot to me, as he does to many of my boxing brethren out there. So thus the reason for making it the summer of Hagler. And at the time of this recording, it is August 29th. So as I said, summer winding down. It'll have already happened by the time this episode airs. But as I said, August 29th, it is the day before the big fight between two of my favorite guests. I'm torn. They've both been on the show. Love both of these guys. Tomorrow, August 30th, will be Keith the Bounty Hunter versus Albert Prince Bell. I am eagerly looking forward to it. I'm sure I will elaborate on it more on future episodes and the results of the fight once I record an episode post-fight. I will elaborate and talk about it before my guest gets in here, and I'm super excited about today's guest. Very happy to have this guy on here, and scheduling conflicts. We've been talking for quite a while about making this happen. And, life takes over sometimes. People get busy, and now it's finally here. And I'm looking forward to chopping it up with this guy. Before he gets in here, let me go into the obligatory promotional mode. Here I go. I think I'm getting pretty good at this. I get enough practice, for God's sakes. The pimp pan is feeling strong, so I'm going to pimp the podcast. Make sure to like and follow Off the Couch Boxing on Facebook. The Facebook page is Off the Couch Boxing and Pod Scum, both my podcasts, one Facebook page. Tune in for updates on Off the Couch Boxing, including new episodes, when they're dropping, who will be on said episodes, and any other big pertinent boxing news. If it is popping off in the fight game, your boy Reckless Rexx is going to do his best to keep you guys in the loop. Whether that's big fight announcements, results, breakdowns, analysis, predictions, viral videos, someone's getting bitch slapped at a weigh-in, or Chris Eubank is cracking an egg off the side of somebody's head. Someone's getting pushed, someone's getting shoved, someone's getting anything. I'm putting it up there, folks. We want to know. My boxing brethren wants to know. We all want to be kept up to speed on what's going down in the boxing world. And you know what? We must be in the know, folks. So we got to help each other out. We got to look out for one another here. So that's where I stand on that. So tap into the Facebook page. And of course, if you're watching right now, you got your eyes locked on me. First of all, give yourself a pat on the back. You've arrived in the right place for amazing boxing content like no other. We're all over the board with it. Bring it back to art of conversation, as only we do here on Off the Couch Boxing. The focus is on boxing, but we move all over the board with it. Never know what we're going to talk about. Lord only knows. You're in the right place, though. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to smash that notification bell. You got to stay tapped in, folks. This is where you really need to be. This is where it all goes down. Lately, the viewers, the subscribers have just been tremendous. So I thank everybody that's tapping in. And of course, the utmost thanks goes out to my guests, without whom I could not do this. So I owe the biggest debt of gratitude to them. But make no mistake, I love the viewers. I love the subscribers. I'm always checking the analytics. We're always trending upwards. And lately, it's been extremely well. Thanks to the use of YouTube Shorts / Reels on Instagram. I know it's that type of world, that type of society nowadays. I'm 52 years old. I'm trying to be flexible. I'm trying to be adaptable. So I'm trying to get in the swing of things a little bit. advertise the podcast even a little bit more through little snippets, if you will. So that's where my headspace is right now. I'm trying. What more can I do, folks? You guys know from tapping in to this podcast, I'm not the most technically proficient guy in the world. I know how to do this. I know how to log on. I know how to get us to this point. I know how to record these episodes. I know how to get them onto YouTube. But as far as slick tricks, editing, I don't do that. You know where I stand on that. Every little hiccup, technical issue, difficulty that we have on here, if you've been watching, it stays in. I can't edit it out. And you don't get any little tricks and cutesy stuff. No animation, no cute intro, no stuff bouncing across your screen, no theme song. We dive right in. But I think my boxing brethren appreciates that. We don't need a bunch of hoopla. We don't need a bunch of fanfare. We don't need a bunch of bells and whistles. We keep it raw. We keep it real. We keep it unfiltered. And I hope that that's what you guys have come to appreciate about this. We leave it all in. And you know what I'm going to say next if you tap in, for posterity's sake. And I'm big on posterity. And and he's here now. So I can shut up now and we can finally get down to it and chop it up with him. I'm very excited. You're very excited. We're all very excited. So and we got him? Robin, how's it going, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
Hey, it's a pleasure to have you on here, man. I'm glad we finally got a chance to do this, man. I know we've talked, we've had conversations before, man, and I like this, man. I like being on the move with you. Where are we going?
What do you mean on the move?
I don't know, man. We're walking somewhere.
No,
man.
I'm just trying to settle in the house.
Oh, I thought maybe we were.
No, we ain't going nowhere.
You were walking like a guy on a mission. I thought maybe we were going to have some static with somebody.
Nah, bro. I'm just
there. We go.
Get a place to sit down so you can get me, yo.
Hey, listen, man. First of all, it's an honor to meet you, man. I appreciate you doing this, man. Really.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah. Now, I want to ask you, Rob, because you are age 32 right now, and I ask a lot of fighters this on here, man, where do you feel like you are? It probably differs with people in terms of your prime right now. How do you feel? Do you feel like you're in the midst of it? Maybe you're not even have arrived at it yet?
I feel like I'm getting there. I feel like I'm getting to my prime right now. Yeah, definitely. But I also feel like it's how you treat your body,
Yeah.
And also how much mileage you got on the car.
Yeah.
I started boxing late, so
yeah,
I ain't got that much mileage on my car, and I ain't got too many wars that I've been to. I haven't been in too many wars.
Yeah, I would agree with that since most of them are getting knocked out. That's a good way to go about it right there. That's a good way to stay out of wars.
Yeah.
Just knock everybody out. So what was your upbringing like? Were you born in Sweden?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Stockholm, Sweden. Yeah. Born and raised in Stockholm, Sweden. I came to the United States when I was 25, 26.
Okay.
26, I think 26. Yeah, 26.
And so what was the start of your boxing journey? You said you got a late start, man. How did you end up in a boxing gym, man? What kind of spurred the whole thing?
Long story short, but I had a very rough childhood, and I lived in a very rough neighborhood. A lot of people that come here from the U.S. don't really know what's going on overseas. When they think about Europe, they be thinking about Louis Vuitton and
vacations,
Prada and Versace, like all the fancy shit. But yeah, we definitely got hoods out there. And I'm talking about like rough hoods. And where I'm from, it's a pretty rough hood, a rough neighborhood. So yeah, I lived a different lifestyle before I moved out here to the United States, definitely. Yeah.
And so did fighting come in some way natural to you? Like, was this something that was, because I hear this, from having done almost 280 episodes of this podcast, I've heard the story a lot. Obviously, you hear, as young kids, a lot of these guys before they get into boxing are getting into street fights, like they're handling themselves, Did you feel like you had a propensity to be able to do this? Did it kind of come naturally to you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I always been good. I always been a good street fighter. I always been a good street fighter, and I never lost a fight on the streets, 1-on-1.
Yeah,
I've been jumped by a bunch of people, and I got beat up, but I didn't get beat up bad. But still, yeah, no, it definitely shaped me. Like they definitely shaped me. But I was gone from when I was 16. I was gone until I was 19, and that was pretty much my switch in my life.
Yeah.
I started training. Like I found training. I didn't find boxing. I found training.
Yeah.
I found the piece in training basically, and routines. I would say like structure and routines. And then when I got back home at the age of 19, I started with MMA. That's what I would like, because that was basically like, how you say it, popping. Like it was popping back
Sure.
when I
Yeah.
was 19. It was popping, you know. So I was like, yeah, I want to start doing MMA. Yeah, and I started with MMA. I hurt my knee, and then a family friend of mine told me why my knee was messed up. He said you should try boxing, and I tried boxing, and 3 weeks after I stepped in the boxing gym, I had my first fight. I won a TKO, and it's just been moving since.
Yeah, once you hurt the leg, man, you don't want to eat any more of those leg kicks. Those don't look fun at all.
Yeah.
That looks like the worst part of MMA, man. I mean, yeah, when you watch it on TV, man, I don't even think people really understand when they're snapping those low leg kicks in. That does not look fun. And I've seen it up close and personal, man. Being cage side at fights, that looks painful.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that'll
Definitely.
slow you down. That'll slow you down. And so were you watching any boxing on any level, either in Sweden or here? And were there any guys that you looked up to in the sport?
I mean, I didn't really look at boxing, like watch boxing when I was young. Maybe I did. I think I watched a lot of, not a lot, but I watched Roy Jones. He had a lot of highlights and like
Sure.
stuff on YouTube. So yeah, I watched Roy Jones when I grew up. I was never really a boxing fan. I never really liked sports, and I still don't.
Yeah.
I don't like sports in general. Like I don't like no ball sports. I don't like no kind of sports. And yeah, but not really, man. I just started boxing when I was 19, and then I just like, you know,
Are
just
there
do my
guys?
own thing.
Are there guys now doing it? Now that you're in the sport, are there guys that you will watch that are doing it or that you enjoy watching? Are you a fan of it now on any level?
Oh yeah, I love boxing. When it
Yeah.
comes to boxing, yeah, I do watch boxing nowadays. I'm just talking about back in the days. I didn't watch boxing. Nowadays, I watch boxing for sure.
And who do
I
you
do.
enjoy watching?
There's a bunch of people that I like to, and that I enjoy watching. I enjoy watching Inoue.
Yeah.
I like Tank. I became a fan of Lamont Roach.
Yep.
Um, I do like Subriel Matias.
Yes.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I do like who else? Canelo, Crawford, Shakur, uh, Usyk.
Yeah. And now, because you are a very highly ranked cruiserweight, man, you know what I mean? I think people would be interested in your take, if I could just deviate away from your own career for a minute, because we do see so few of these super fights. Maybe the last one might have been Floyd and Manny, these fights that are deemed super fights. We are a couple weeks away from seeing one of those fights, man, in Bud and Canelo. Just subjectively, your opinion, how do you see that fight shaking out?
Uh, I think it's a 50-50 fight, to be honest.
It really is.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a 50-50 fight. I do believe, I think I give a little bit of advantage to Canelo,
Yeah.
just because he's been in the weight for a long time.
Yeah.
And not because how Crawford looked in his last performance, because I think the guy that he fought last, like his last fight, that guy is like really, really good. Like
Yeah.
people actually, they,
A
oh,
tough guy. Yeah.
let me just hang this away.
Yeah. A legitimately tough guy. A legitimately tough guy, man. You can't hold that against him. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
no, he's not only a tough guy that he fought. He was actually a good boxer. He
Yeah.
was very smart. He was a very good fighter. I think Canelo would have problem fighting him as well. You know,
Yeah.
so but I do believe that just because Canelo been in that weight class for a longer time, I think he got a slight advantage. Um, but hey, like we already got the recipe of how to beat Canelo.
Yep.
Just gotta watch, Floyd fighting him.
Right.
You got
Right.
the perfect recipe for that. So.
Yep.
And if Terrence goes out there and being smart with it and not trying to like engage too much, then I think he can outbox him.
Yeah.
I don't think he can stop him though.
No.
I don't think he can stop Canelo, but I think he can outpoint him for sure.
Now, I mentioned your record, 18-0, 13 knockouts. You do look at the record on paper and think, wow, Rob has knocked out a lot of his opponents. But for people that haven't seen what you do, how would you assess your style? Because it does look like you are a knockout artist, but that might not be a fair assessment of what you do or the layers to your game. How would you describe yourself as a fighter?
I mean, what is a knockout artist? Like
Right.
somebody that been having a lot of knockouts? Yeah, I do have a lot of knockouts. I'm a knockout artist. I do punch hard. I do crack, but I do think that my fighting style, if you want to call it that, it's more of a like a brain thing. Like
Yeah.
I don't really have like this guy's ferocious. He's just going forward. He's just swinging and doing this. So he I don't have that. I look different in all my fights. I just adapt accordingly to who I'm fighting. So I don't really have a specific style. I don't. But I'm a very smart fighter for sure. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing in the ring.
Yeah, and I wanted you to kind of reflect on that too, because I don't want people just to think like, oh, you're saying his record on here, he sounds just like a one-dimensional guy, because I have watched many of your fights, and there are many layers to what you do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
And go ahead.
No, you go.
And preparation. Talk to me a little bit about your preparation for fights. Are you a guy that will watch a lot of stuff on your opponents? Do you leave that up to your team?
No, I don't like watching too much. I watch maybe like once or twice. I like to keep photos of my opponent, though.
Yeah.
Like I like to have a photo of my opponent. Like I like to have a photo on my phone or like somewhere in my house, just a photo of my opponent.
Is that motivation?
Yeah, I don't know. I just like to imagine me like seeing him like face to face when we're fighting,
Yeah.
I like to imagine how he looks when we're fighting,
That makes sense. Yeah, you got a guy in your crosshairs, man. You want to keep him on the brain.
Yeah. But I don't really pay attention too much how he be fighting, because everybody look different against who they fight, Everybody look different.
Now, obviously, when people get involved in the sport, they're looking to accomplish, the different things. Like I always use the same couple examples. Manny Pacquiao accomplished a lot at a lot of weight classes. Bud Crawford, who we just spoke about, not as many weight classes, but really seems to like to become undisputed. Really focuses on that. What goals have you set for yourself? What would you like the legacy to be?
Undisputed.
Yeah.
In the cruiserweight division, move up to heavyweight, and get a title at heavyweight.
Okay. So the plan is eventually to go to heavyweight then?
Yeah, of course. I mean, but I take step by step, bro.
Yeah.
I take step by step. First of all, of course, being undisputed cruiserweight champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have you thought about, I've had guys on here who are a little more calculated about their career. Have you thought about the length of your career in terms of, like, a lot of guys have been on here and they know they don't want to fight past a certain age, or they don't want to fight past X amount of fights? Or are you kind of playing it by ear at this point?
No, I played life by ear in general.
Yeah.
I feel like if you just flow in life, you get better at boxing, because boxing is a flow state too.
Right.
When you be fighting, you can't plan how you're supposed to fight. I mean, you might have a plan, but that plan might not even, happen,
Might go out the window. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think like boxing and life go hand in hand with each other. And if you learn how to deal with life a type of way, then you learn how to deal with boxing better. And I kind of flow in life in general. Everything I do, I just flow. I just take it by ear. I play it by ear, and whatever cards God handled me today, I'm gonna learn. I know how to deal with them. I'm gonna deal with them the right way, and that's how I move in my life in general. So I can't tell you, I wanna fight until I'm 40. I wanna fight until I'm 38. Who knows?
Right.
You never know.
Right. A polarizing topic, or a polarizing figure in the sport, Jake Paul. Where do you stand on him? Obviously, the WBA just ranked him at cruiserweight, oddly enough, at number 14. He's a polarizing guy, as I said. Some people like what he's done for the sport. Some people, are indifferent. They don't care. They don't care for him. What's your assessment of him? Looks like you already want to throw punches just hearing his name.
No, man, I ain't got nothing against Jake, yo. Jake seemed like a cool guy. You know,
Yeah.
I helped him with sparring a couple of years ago.
Oh,
He never
okay.
done anything bad to me, so I don't have no bad blood with him. I think what he's doing is good for the sport. You know,
Okay.
I think it's really good for the sport. I don't have nothing bad to say about him. You know, because in the end, I mean, look, I don't know why people are. I think people are butthurt because they can't do what he's doing. You know,
Right. Yeah.
and in the end, it don't matter how far back we go. Boxing has always been a business. It's always been a entertaining sport. It's not
Absolutely.
only about how good you are, and it's always been like that. People say that it's more of that nowadays. I don't think it's more of that nowadays. I just think it's more exposed today.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I think
and
many people.
maybe it is a little bit more just because of internet and shit. But I mean, still, it's always been like this. It's nothing new. So
And
no.
many people might be upset with him as well, because he is kind of done it in reverse. A lot of people make their fortune in boxing. He kind of came in with the fortune, and it kind of helps him get a lot of stuff accomplished.
Yeah, man, but that's like being mad at people that being born to in a rich family. Like
Right. You shouldn't be mad
that's
at it.
not their
Right.
fault. Like
Right.
that doesn't make them a bad person. Doesn't make them like less of a man. It doesn't make them less of like it doesn't make them less intelligent. You know.
Right. Sure.
So
Right.
I mean, it's just how he was born. You know.
And now that
I don't judge that.
And now that we see him ranked, in your opinion, because you have shared a ring or sparred with him, do you feel like at some point he has the goods to become a world champion himself?
No,
No,
because he's in my weight class. How would he be a
that's,
world champion?
that's true.
I mean, that don't make no sense.
Well, I
You
mean,
can't ask me that.
well, I obviously, yes, you want to become undisputed, but there are
Yeah,
four belts
he
floating
might be able
around.
to fight for a belt. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, why not?
You believe he's world championship, at least material or level?
Wow.
I
I mean,
understand you want to be undisputed, right? So he couldn't have all four
no,
belts
no,
if
no,
you
no.
wanted
That's
all
not what
four
I'm
belts.
saying. What I'm saying is like we've seen a lot of people getting the opportunity to fight for a title, and
Absolutely.
they're not even supposed to. You see what
Right.
I'm saying?
Great point.
So I mean, I can't answer that. I mean, he's doing a good job.
Yeah.
I can't take that away from him. He's doing a great job, and I wish him the best. And he seems like a super cool guy, and he looks like he's taking care of the people that's around him. So big up to him. Much love to that. But I don't. He's not gonna be a world champion. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
might fight. I might fight for the title. Yeah, that might happen. Yeah.
And what about your own world title aspirations? Now, the ring has you at number 9, WBO number 5, IBF number 9. If you could put your promoter's hat on, where would you like to go? You just had, and congratulations, you just had a fight in your
In
February,
March.
March.
Yeah. I tore my bicep before during that fight.
Okay. And okay. So before we get to what you'd like next, how is your health? How are you recovering?
It's getting better.
Okay.
I'm getting there. Yeah, I feel good. I feel
Okay.
strong. My arm is feeling like I would say like 80%. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm good. I'm good in general. Yeah.
Okay. So when would you like to be active again? How long will you take off because of the injury, or will you be right back in action again in 2025?
Yeah, I'm gonna be in action this year for sure.
Okay.
I'm looking into end of this year.
Okay.
Looking into end of this year. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm always in the gym. It don't matter. Like even if I'm hurt or whatever, I always got something to work on.
Okay. Sure. Okay. And where would you like to go? If you had your choice, is there anybody specifically in the crosshairs? Any route you'd like to go?
Nah, right. I would say that because of my injury, I would like to test my arm.
Right.
Because last fight, I messed it up, so I couldn't really perform the way I wanted, basically. Because it's a pretty bad injury. Tearing your bicep.
Sure. Especially when you're a boxer. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would like to fight somebody that maybe you guys would consider halfway decent, but I would probably consider him a bum.
Right. Right.
Somebody with a good record, somebody that's tough, supposed to be tough and durable. And, just test my arm a little bit.
Yeah.
Get a nice viral knockout.
Yep.
Go go a little viral on social media because
We
of
always
that.
like that. We always
And
like that.
that will be the next for the next fight. And then after that, fight for a title eliminated by next year. Maybe I hope I could fight Chris Billum Smith. Or maybe Ryan Ruzicki. I heard Ryan Ruzicki just came off from a bicep injury as well.
I've had him on the
I could-
podcast before.
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I could fight him, or maybe Michael Shislak from Poland. Anybody, bro. Like anybody.
Yeah.
I want those titles. I don't care what title. I just want because I want all their titles, and it don't really matter who I'm fighting.
And of course, two of the guys at cruiserweight who are always spoken about, Zerto, Jai Opatai. Obviously, those guys have to be in your crosshairs as well.
Yeah, of course, because that's I want the titles. So obviously,
got to go.
I'm talking about the way to the title.
The way to the titles, right?
Yeah.
And warming up the arm.
It don't really matter who I fight first. If I fight Yai first, if I fight Zerto first, it don't really matter. And I mean, there's a WBC title too, but that's not like settled yet because they have a rematch and everything's going on over there. So this, I know I will be an undisputed cruiserweight champ for sure.
I don't doubt it.
I just don't know when. It's just it's just a matter of when, not how.
Right. I really feel bad for the guy that's in the warm-up fight, though. When we're talking violent knockouts, that poor bastard's going to go viral for God's sakes. Jesus, that doesn't sound like an enviable position there, Rob. Yeah. I can't imagine a lot of guys are lined up to be the tune-up fight before the. That doesn't sound like a good night for them, man.
Boxing, bro.
That's boxing, right? That's what they signed up for, right?
Yeah.
Have you thought about because you did get into the sport late and you don't have a lot of mileage on you, have you thought about, and maybe you haven't given this a lot of thought, life after boxing? Are you somebody that you think when you're done boxing in ring will hang it up, or will you stay in the sport in some capacity? Are you interested in promoting or coaching or training or any of the other avenues that a lot of ex-fighters take?
I don't know, bro. I just play it by ear. Who knows? You never know what's going to happen,
Right.
But one thing I do know is that once I'm done with my career, I'm gonna put probably not 100%, but 80% on my kids. I want a lot of kids. I want a big family. I want I want a big family. I want a lot of kids. I already got kids, but I want more kids. So that's my future plans. Take care of my family, not only my kids, but also people from back home and stuff. So that's what I'm working on.
And I applaud that. I have 3 grown children and 6 grandchildren of my own. So I love the idea of a big family, though. If I could ask, where does that notion come from? Are you yourself from a big family, or has having a big family been something you've always wanted to have?
Having a big family is always something I wanted to have. Obviously, because where I'm from a tight community,
right?
And every people around me is like family.
Yeah.
So I consider them as family. So I always felt like I had a big family because like my parents and their parents, and they been friends since we've been friends, and some of my friends' parents has been friends with my parents since I was even born. So it's like it's a family thing where I'm from,
Yeah.
It's a very tight community. So yeah, I feel like that's why. And then also my father, I have a lot of uncles and aunties, so I think that's the Middle Eastern or Arab side in me.
Probably. Sure. Yeah. I get it, man. I love that, man. And so talk to me a little bit about the timeline. Realistically, for fans that might want to know, you're talking about the tune-up fight, then you're talking about having the belts obviously in your crosshairs. Do you feel like realistically it would be safe to say that we will see Rob SAFAR in a title fight 2026?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Has to happen.
Robin SAFAR will be a world champion 2026.
Okay. Yeah. Now that's a bold claim, and I like that, man. And it's well deserved, obviously. So talk to me a little bit about your last win. The injury that happened. Did it happen in the fight? How early on in the fight did it happen? And for maybe young fighters that are watching this, how do you muscle through it? How do you get through a fight?
It's the second time it happened, actually.
Yeah.
First time it happened was 2022.
Okay.
2022 was the first time it happened. I tore my right arm in the first round. Uh, I mean, the pain is undescribable. Like you can't really use your arm. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
the sound of it is as effed up as the pain, because the
Yeah.
sound of it is like you taking a curtain and you're ripping it in the
Right.
middle.
Right.
And then the pain of it is like I can't even explain it. Like you just feel like your arm get numb. Like you barely can hold it up. Like you can't throw it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean that fight I went on a knockout right after it happened. I just felt like I got to get this dude out of there, and I KO'd him right after. And then this time, pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just about dogging it out, to be honest.
So you were able to stay pretty cool and collected, even though you've hurt yourself. It's a mindset thing for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I learned that when my fight or flight mode kicks in,
Right.
I learned how to be more. I learned how to be composed. Like I know how to be composed in moments like that.
Interesting. Where does that come from, man? Like, where do you think that mindset comes from? Would you attribute that back again, like to your upbringing?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's about from my upbringing. I just didn't implement it into the boxing until recently, like maybe the last 3-4 years.
Because obviously, mental toughness. There's certainly a big mental component to boxing.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And I believe a lot of things that I've done on the streets has helped me to
Yeah.
become a better fighter. And I'm not
Sure.
only talking about fighting, like, fist fighting with people.
Right.
I feel like more the mental aspect of it. Because,
Yeah.
when you live a certain way in the streets, you do live in like mental warfare, basically.
Absolutely. Adversity, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, especially when it's to a certain degree where it's like, it's not only about getting beat up no more. It's about, heavier violent than that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's a warfare. Like you really want to know how the other side is thinking, what they're planning. If what I'm thinking and what we thinking is what if we thinking what they are thinking is correct, or like how should we move? What should be the next step? Should we stay together in an apartment and like um, not go outside by ourselves?
Right.
Selves, or it's a I just feel like a lot of that just implementing boxing as well. And also when you do certain things, that fight or flight mode also kicks in, and you just learn how to control it once you in it. And it's almost the same thing in boxing. it's,
Right.
it's all about breathing.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought up the fight or flight thing too, because I'm always interested in that component too, and I've asked other fighters on here that too, because I think the fight or flight thing. I think most people would go out of their way to avoid a confrontation. You know what I mean? So to stay in there and fight and have that type of mindset is rare. Either you're born with it, but I do believe that you can develop it. You know what I mean? Like through circumstances or whatever. How early on did you feel like you tapped into it? You know what I mean? Like that you could kind of control emotions and still be able to perform, despite adversity. Did you feel like it came young?
Yeah. I believe he started young. It probably started at like 9 or 10, like probably at that age. Because I'm thinking like you even start when you like 8, 9, or 10, like when if you steal and stuff,
Yeah.
you still get that fight or flight mode.
Right. Oh yeah.
Especially if you break into a school to steal computers and stuff, like you think the police will come, whatever. So you got to learn how to control that. And
Right.
you're only like 10 years old, hanging out with kids that are 13, 14. So I mean, it started early. Of course. So I just didn't know. I just didn't know that I could use it, to
Right.
my
Right.
advantage.
Right. How do I harness this and actually use it for
Yeah,
something
and not
productive?
only that, it took a while for me to understand actually what I was doing. Like, oh shoot, I actually controlling something that a lot of people don't know how to control.
Right.
You know,
Right. Right.
and
Now,
how am I controlling it? Oh, then once I'm in that situation again, I'm start thinking, what am I doing now that I'm not usually doing? Oh shoot, I'm thinking about my breathing.
right.
Like I'm thinking about my breathing. Like
Right.
that's the number one thing you always come back to when you end up in fight or flight mode.
Right.
You
And
know,
obviously lots of people might forget about that component, hold their breath. They forget to think at all. A lot of times,
that's how you get stressed out.
Yeah.
You hold your breath. You
Right.
hold your breath. So you get tense, and you get like that's when you know. Yeah, and I think that's the same thing in boxing. I heard Castellato. He said something. My trainer sent me today. He said that it's a boxer who is calm and collective who don't really get hit. It's a boxer who's calm and collective who actually can react to punches and and have a focus on a level that's like that's very high.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just feel like goes hand in hand in what I'm saying right now.
Now, I mentioned 18-0, 13 knockouts. But we did mention that even though you've knocked a lot of your opponents out, there are many layers and facets to your game. What would you say is your best attribute? You know what I mean? Like, what's the component of your game that you're most proud of?
Probably my how determined I am. My
Yeah.
determination. Yeah, that's probably what it is. My willpower.
I
That's
love
that.
that you didn't. I love that you didn't go right to a physical thing. A lot of guys will say my jab, my right hand, my
No,
footwork. I like that you
no,
went to something.
it's
I like that
it's
you went
my
to a
willpower.
mental. Yeah, I like
My
that you went to a
willpower.
mental component.
Yeah,
It
and
shows
one
that
thing.
you're thinking about the sport on a cerebral level.
Yeah, cerebral boxing, bro.
Yeah, I love that. I love that, man, because oftentimes, man, that is overlooked, man, and you don't hear a lot of guys immediately go to that. I ask that question a lot, and like I say, it's usually a physical attribute that guys will say, hey, here's the thing I do best. Here's the thing I do best. But they don't say determination. They don't say will. They don't say a lot of that stuff. So, and I think that's good. Young boxers that might watch this, I think that's good for them to kind of like, kind of let that marinate in their head a little bit and think, hey, there's more.
I think to be honest, I think it's nowadays it's just a lot of coaches out there. There's not a lot of teachers.
Absolutely.
No,
Yeah.
and I think that's what ruined the sport too. Because if you talk to boxers that are on the highest level today, they all think alike.
Mm-hmm.
It's a way of fighting. Like it's just that people just throw shots differently, but they throw them at the same time. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
people throw the jab differently, but they still throw the jab at the same time.
Right.
People are being positioned in the ring and aren't engaging until they are at a certain position in the ring. It just looked different,
Right.
but the foundation is the same.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the beauty of boxing. Because if you really understand boxing, then when you watch the great fighters, the great fighters, you understand what they're doing. And it's not that you couldn't do it, but if you did it with your own swag, it would just look different. But
Right.
it would still be the same thing.
Right. Right.
That's the beauty of boxing.
Yeah. Now, obviously, you have not been beaten by anybody yet, but is there
I won't
somebody?
be beaten by nobody.
And I love that. I love that term, determination and confidence. But up to this point, even though you haven't been defeated, who has given you your toughest fight? Is there anybody that you would credit with who pushed you the most?
Like a real fight or
Yeah,
in the gym?
a boxing fight. A boxing fight.
Like I'm saying like a match, like a real fight, or
Yeah.
like a sparring session.
Either or. Maybe it's a sparring session for you. Yeah.
Oh, damn. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, because I used to fight it. I tried to fight a light heavyweight. I went down the lowest. I went down to 177,
Okay.
and I had a fight at 177 in Chicago, and that was probably my worst fight I ever fought in my entire life. Because so I started at catchweight at 181, and then I went down like a pound each fight, right? And then my last fight I had at light heavyweight was 177, and my body just shut down. Like it shut down, and that was probably the worst fight, and that was probably the worst fight I had in my life. And yeah, when I think about it, it's a fucking nightmare, man.
Who was the opponent?
Chris Chapman.
Chris Chapman. Okay. And so when you say
And
it
he's
was
a small guy, bro. Like he's a small guy.
And so when you say it was your worst when you say it was your worst performance, do you feel like it was your worst performance what was the contributing factor? Like, was it the weight?
Oh, it was me. It was me. It was the weight cut. Like, it
Yeah.
was the weight cut. My fucking organs gave up. Like, I could feel my stomach was like turning, and like
Yeah.
out my ears were clogged, and I had a bad headache. My balance was off, and like I was peeing like back to back on fight day. Like, it was just bad that day. Like, the
Yeah.
whole day, I was just bad. So it was just me. And yeah, I think that's a nightmare. That's when you asking me about like a tough fight. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was. I feel like the toughest fight is you make the toughest fight. It's not the opponent.
Right.
It's you who makes the toughest fight.
Yeah.
Because like, the maybe a couple of years ago, I would say that Gerard what's his name? Anderson. What's his name? Jared Anderson.
Jared.
Anderson.
Yeah.
I would probably say that he was maybe the toughest sparring I had. But then again, like, that was like 5 years ago,
Yeah. Yeah.
and like, you how do you say it? You make fights tougher than what they need to be.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
especially when you like, if you're like stressing, or if you're panicking, or if you're thinking too much, like, you know. So I don't know, bro. Like, yeah, I
What do
think
you
you are your biggest enemy.
What do you feel like in these years that you have been boxing? And it sounds like, man, like you really do. I really compliment you on like how you think about combat sports, and your cerebral approach to it. But it's refreshing to actually hear that, man, where someone's talking about more than just the physical side of the sport. So what do you feel like you've learned the most from boxing, man? Like, what's boxing taught you the most?
Patient,
Yeah.
patient in life, patient, because especially in my career, because I never made a single dollar until after I fought Kovalev.
Right.
So my life was just basically on hope and faith and being patient,
Yeah.
and just, so the number one is patient. Uh, Number two, discipline.
Yeah.
Number three, I would say self-development, I would say.
Okay. How do you mean that?
What I mean by that is, the better, or the more you develop as a person, and I'm saying like learning how to control your emotions, being more patient, maybe being able to see like um, different ways of situations, in not only like black and white. There's always like, it could be 100 different like scenarios of the thing that happened, instead of just seeing like, okay, this is black and white. Like, he did this because he did that. Like, instead of saying, oh, that could have happened because this happened and that happened and this happened and that happened. Like, just having a bigger perspective of situations that
Yeah.
happens. Um, yeah, I think those are the things that helped me a lot in life. I feel like I became a better person with boxing.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I, I became a way better brother, friend, and also being like true to yourself. Because I
Yeah.
realized that the true you are to yourself, and the more honest you are to yourself, the easier it is to get better. Because
Yeah.
if you just keep lying to yourself, you're not gonna get better.
Right.
You know? And that helped me in life. Becoming a better person.
Yeah. And that patience is going to help with all those kids.
Yeah, of course.
I know that for a fact, man. And that discipline. And now before I let you out of here, man, because boxing can be a frustrating uphill battle, there is certainly a political side to it. If any of your own kids wanted to get into boxing, obviously you seem like you'd be a supportive father, man. But would you be super psyched if they wanted to get into the sport?
I don't want none of my kids to start boxing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want none of my kids to start boxing. But then again, I'm not gonna be the type of father who tells you what to do and what not to
Right.
do. Because I don't want to be that. Because my father was like that, and
Yeah.
I didn't like that. So, I'm gonna try to showed him a different way. My daughter goes to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and she's only 3. So she's already in martial art, basically,
Were your own parents happy about you boxing?
They weren't. They not in the beginning, no.
No, I wasn't sure if it was a cultural thing because I just had a guy on the other day who's from Lebanon, and it's kind of frowned upon in his culture, man, to get into sports, to get into athletics. His parents really weren't super psyched. You know what I mean? They want go the academic route or go a different route or whatever. I didn't know, like, being from Sweden, what I mean, what the cultural differences are like if your parents tried to were opposed to you getting into it.
No. But because obviously I told you how I lived before,
Right.
So anything out of that was just good,
Yeah, it's an upside.
They just see me doing something that's like healthy compared to what I'm like we're doing. They just supported it, obviously. But obviously it came to a point where it's like, you're not making no money. You got to make money,
Right.
And then I just took off. I came in with a suitcase. That's a different story. But like, I came in with a suitcase. I didn't have no green card. I overstayed my visa. Eventually, I got my visa. Like, I've been on a journey. Like, I've been on a journey.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had kids. Like, while I came out here, I had I just had a kid, and then I was married, and I got married again, and I have it's a long but exciting story, and I definitely gonna write a book one day.
I was gonna say, there's a book in this. There's a book and or a movie.
It definitely is a book, because a lot of people don't know who I am.
Yeah.
They just know the surface, just know the shell of me.
Yeah.
Like, I've been through so much in life that like, nah, bro, it's crazy. I've been through so much in life, man.
And so before I let you out of here, Rob, for people that want to tap into you, want to follow your journey as you're talking about, where's the best place to tap in with you? I know everyone's on social media somewhere. Where's the best place to keep up with what
probably Instagram.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Instagram.
I know everyone's out there somewhere, and it is such an interesting story. And as you said, you are on an incredible journey, man. You are on an incredible trajectory, man. I think it's only going to keep going upward and onward for you, man. And I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to seeing what you're going to do, man. And let's wipe these cruiserweights out, man. I want to see those belts around you, man.
They coming, bro.
I know.
First belt's coming next year, bro.
I know.
Well, maybe I even get two and one. Who knows?
Yeah.
Depending on who I'm fighting, maybe one of them got maybe Zerdo, he got 2 of them belts, so maybe I can just grab 2 of them. So
Absolutely.
Who knows?
Yeah, work smarter,
well,
not harder.
Yeah, I also got 2, right? He got ring and IBF.
Yeah.
Oh, who knows? But so probably by next year I have 2 belts around my
Someone's
waist.
gonna get them. Yeah.
I'm definitely getting those belts.
But listen, man, I appreciate you. I'm glad we finally got a chance to make this happen.
Yeah,
man.
bro, it took a while, man.
Yeah, listen, man, I'm patient though, man. As I said, I have a day job. I got grandkids. I'm busy too, so the podcast is a side hustle. It's certainly one that I'm passionate about and one that I enjoy. But I realize, man, you guys are training. You got your own goals, your own lives, your own families, man. So I'm glad we finally got a chance to do this. And believe it or not, man, doing almost 280 of these, I really enjoyed this one a lot, man. I like the cerebral stuff, the mental side of talking about the game, and it was really a great conversation, man.
I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate it too, man. Yeah, and stay in touch, man. We'll definitely do this again. As soon as you got some news on the fight or something's popping, let's get on here and do it again, man.
Yeah, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. It's great for boxing, man.
I appreciate you saying that, man. Thank you, man. That gives me the determination to keep going on, man. Thanks, buddy. We'll talk again soon, my friend. Thank you.
All
right, later, my man. Bye. There he goes, folks. Top-ranked cruiserweight, Robin SAFAR, 18-0, 13 knockouts. What a story. There's a book coming. That I have no doubt about, man. Ranked number 9 by Ring Magazine, number 5 by the WO, number 9 by the IBF. The man is climbing those ranks and got those belts in his crosshairs, man. So those guys at the top of the cruiserweight division, and of course, Rob is one of them, but the guys at the top with the belts, Rob's coming, man. And a very determined Robin SAFAR, a guy that really understands the mental components of the game, a guy that has suffered adversity, has developed mental toughness, has developed that fortitude, man. That makes for a very dangerous fighter, man. Incredible story, man, and finally got a chance to run him down, and it was worth it, man. What a great conversation, and Rob will be back for sure. As soon as he's got news of a fight, big things are developing, Robin SAFAR will be back on this podcast because I love diving in and having those type of conversations where we're not just talking about the physical side and the X's and O's of boxing. We're diving in. That's what we do here, folks. That's what I'm talking about the kind of conversations we have here on Off the Couch Boxing. That's why they're the most amazing and real conversations. Like I always say, we are the undisputed, undefeated heavyweight champion of boxing podcast. And again, we proved it here. Go to the YouTube channel. We are north of 270, closing in on 280 episodes of Off the Couch Boxing. I always say it like a stuck record, but I will say it again. There is literally something for everybody. Dive in. It's a treasure trove of amazing, incredible conversations, much like this one that we just had with Robin SAFAR, who I thank again for coming on here. So tap in, man, and make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to smash that notification bell, and follow us on Facebook. And when you dive into those past episodes, you will truly understand why we are the undisputed, undefeated heavyweight champion of boxing podcast. And the good news is you at home can be a champion right along with us. And all you got to do is continue to stay tapped in to Off the Couch Boxing and continue to roll with the champs. Peace.